Etsy just announced a tool that answers the question every digital product seller asks. Am I pricing this right? And it gives you the actual data to prove it. That's just one of the updates Etsy rolled out last month. And if you sell digital products, I'm covering the 9 that can help you make more sales. These aren't just nice to know about, and I'm not just gonna list them all for you. I'm gonna show you how to use each one to make more money. By the end of this video, you'll have a game plan, so whenever these features are released in your shop, you can hit the ground running. Let's dive in, starting with something that has frustrated a lot of sellers forever. Update number 1, detailed policy violation information. Imagine playing a game where the referee blows the whistle but never tells you why. You just have to guess and hope you don't do it again. That's what getting a policy violation felt like on Etsy. You've probably heard so many people say Etsy shuts down shops for no reason. And it did kind of feel that way. You'd get flagged, but there was no real explanation for why. So Etsy actually listened. There is now a policy violations page right in Shop Manager where you can see your full listing removal history, which policies each listing didn't follow, and resources to help you avoid it from happening again. You'll even get a notification right in Shop Manager the moment the violation happens, so you don't find out about it weeks later. Etsy is also rolling out a way for you to appeal listings that you believe were removed by mistake right in the same location. Right now, this is only available to some sellers and it only applies to creativity standards violations. But if you are in that group who have access, you'll see a view and appeal option next to eligible listings. And the main reason I would see shops get shut down was because of trademark violations. In phase 1, I show you how to check for trademarks before you ever start creating your product so you can avoid this beginner mistake. But now, Etsy will tell you why you got the violation in the first place so you're not confused and wondering what you did wrong. Now let's move on to something that is quietly hurting a lot of shops. Update number 2, listing thumbnail previews. Your thumbnail is the very first listing photo a buyer sees before they even click on your listing. It shows up in search results, in your shop grid, and in Etsy's recommendations. If that photo doesn't grab attention in half a second, buyers will scroll right past it and never get to see how beautiful the rest of your listing photos are. If your thumbnail doesn't get clicks, Etsy actually shows it less often because it has lower engagement. Fewer clicks signal to Etsy that this result isn't relevant, therefore they are going to push it down further and further in search results. Etsy's own seller handbook explains that when shoppers click and purchase a listing from search, that listing can rank higher for that search term going forward. Etsy calls this your listing engagement rate, and it's based on things like clicks, favorites, and purchases. So if your thumbnail doesn't earn the click in the first place, Etsy has less data telling it your listing is worth showing to the next shopper. Your thumbnail isn't just a photo. It's the first domino that determines whether Etsy even shows your listing to more people. So how do you make sure your listing thumbnail photo will get you to the top of search results? I call this the 3 C's of a thumbnail: clear, centered, compelling. Clear means no clutter or busy backgrounds. Centered means your product is the obvious focal point. It's not so small that we can barely see it. Compelling means it actually makes someone want to click and learn more. The problem is Etsy displays your thumbnail differently depending on where someone is browsing from. So it could be square, it could be landscape, it could be portrait. What could look perfectly centered on your desktop could be cropped off on your phone. That's exactly what this update fixes. Before you ever publish your listing, you can see what your thumbnail listing photo will look like in all 3 formats. This will help you catch any cropping mistakes before they cost you sales. So go back through your listings and check them against the 3 C's. If your thumbnail isn't clear, centered, and compelling in every format option, go fix that now. That one photo is doing more work than any other part of your listing. And once you've got the click, here's how you keep them on your listing longer. Update number 3, 2 videos per listing. Most digital product sellers will upload their listing photos, maybe add a listing video if they're feeling ambitious, and call it done. But here's a stat that might change your mind. Etsy has found that listings with video get about twice as many orders as listings with just photos. And right now, less than 28% of sellers even have a video on their listing. So that is a wide open door most people aren't even walking through. Let's think about it this way. Apple could sell a new iPhone with nothing but glossy photos. They are the most trusted brand in tech. People already want to buy. But even Apple puts video front and center on every product page. And that's because video does something photos simply can't. It shows the product actually working. If a brand with Apple's level of trust still depends on video to sell, imagine the impact it can have on your small shop. So what should those 2 videos actually include? Etsy's own seller handbook breaks it down into a few categories worth stealing. So first, videos that answer common questions, showing your product from different angles, or demonstrating different variations if you offer them. Second, videos that show your product in use. So for digital sellers, this might mean showing your planner hyperlinks or your template being edited. And then third, videos that highlight the creative details. So this could be like a time-lapse screen recording of you creating the product or the different pages they get with your product. For digital product sellers specifically, this is huge because people can't physically touch our products. And you don't need a ring light or a fancy setup either. A screen recording of yourself opening the file and editing it, or a 15-second clip of an animated Canva image works just fine. I actually sent my Sales Sprint students an email talking about this update and a tutorial showing them a simple way to add that second video. And that's honestly one of the perks of being a student of mine. I'm the one keeping up with all of these updates and brainstorming the ways they can help you make more sales so you don't have to. This week, I want you to pick a listing and add a second video. With less than 28% of sellers doing this right now, this is a very simple way to help you stand out. And here's another stat worth paying attention to. Update 4. Shop stats summaries. The average shop's revenue, similar to mine, dropped 10.4% last month. Mine went up 64.4%. And I only caught the reason why because of this new feature Etsy has added. It's an AI-generated key takeaway that sits right at the top of your shop stats page and breaks down exactly what's happening in your numbers, so not just the raw data, but what it means. In my case, it flagged that my growth is coming entirely from fresh demand, not repeat buyers. And that's useful because it tells me exactly what my next opportunity is. If just a few of those buyers came back, that's easier growth than constantly trying to find new customers. And this feature is still rolling out gradually, so you may not have it in your shop just yet. But if you do, don't just glance past it. Read what it says, because it might be telling you where your next sales opportunity is hiding. But reading the data is one thing. This next update goes a step further. Update number 5, Stats Assistant. A one-on-one business coach could easily charge $200 to $500 per hour to look at your data and tell you what to focus on. Etsy is about to let you ask those same kind of questions for free right in Shop Manager. It's called the Stats Assistant, and it's currently being tested. Instead of just staring at a wall of numbers trying to figure out what they mean, you'll be able to literally ask it questions like, why did my visits drop last week? Or what should I focus on to increase sales? And it will give you a personalized answer based on your shop data. I don't have access yet since it's still in beta, but the moment I do, I'll be testing it live and sharing exactly what it says about my shop. If you want a chance at early access, Etsy has a sign-up option available right now. This is one update to keep an eye on because it can save you hours of frustration and guessing, especially if numbers and data aren't your thing. But what about the sales you're already losing? Update number 6, Interested Shopper Offers. Right now, someone is browsing your shop, looking at your listings, and leaving without buying. Etsy just gave you a way to automatically bring them back. It's called Interested Shopper Offers, and Etsy says shops using it are reaching twice as many potential buyers on average compared to other targeted offers alone. Once it's set up, Etsy automatically sends an offer to shoppers who've shown interest in your listings. So there is no manual work required on your part. And you'll find this update inside of Shop Manager under Marketing, and then you're gonna go to Sales and Discounts. And this is the same location you should already have your abandoned cart offer, your favorited item offer, and your thank you offers running. But Interested Shoppers is the newest one, so you're gonna have to go in and manually set it up. Since we're selling digital products, our profit margins can handle a bigger discount. So I recommend doing anything from 30 to 50% off. And you can actually set an order minimum too. So instead of just doing a flat discount, you could choose an option so if someone buys 3 or more products, they will get 30 to 50% off. This is a great way to make more money per customer so you can make more sales with fewer views. And the goal isn't to just make one sale. The goal is to turn a first-time buyer into someone who leaves a 5-star review and comes back to buy from our shop multiple times. And if you want more simple strategies to turn buyers into browsers, make sure you go watch this video next. I break down multiple sales strategies that can help you make a sale in the next 24 hours. One of my students used these exact strategies and made 5 sales. So please do not sleep on this video. Now here's an update that finally fixes a problem that sellers have been complaining about for years. Update number 7, promo code redemption controls. Sharing a promo code used to be like writing blank checks. If you handed them out, you had no idea how many times people would use them, and you had no idea the amount that would get spent. Now, Etsy gives you control over that. I like to think of it as sharing the code with your fans. So F is your family and friends, so your siblings or your parents. Acquaintances, like neighbors or someone from church, and then your network, so like your homeschool co-op or any local groups you're a part of. Whoever it is, now you can hand out that promo code with confidence, knowing exactly how many times it will be used. So here's where to go to find it. You're gonna go to Shop Manager, you are going to click Marketing, then Sales and Discounts, and you'll see the promo codes section. So from there, you can choose no limit, total number of offers, or check single use per buyer. Just make sure you're telling whoever you're sharing this code with the limits so there are no surprises. This one is simple, but if you've ever worried about sharing a promo code because you're concerned it might get overused, the hesitation is gone now. And speaking of control, here's another update that gives you more of it. Update number 8, Etsy ads. Now, I've tried Etsy ads a few times in the past and haven't had much luck with them. But I have students who are having great results with ads, so it's not that they don't work. It's that you have to be okay with possibly losing money and not making it back with your ads, which many of us just aren't mentally prepared to do that. And here's the math that may trip people up. If you're spending $5 a day promoting your best-selling $2 digital product, you are gonna need about 3 sales a day minimum to even break even after you pay for fees. With the low-priced digital products, that is a lot of pressure for that one low-cost product to carry your entire ad budget. But it is not impossible. One of my students, Jeanette, has been running ads for a few months now. She keeps her ad budget low at around $5 a day, and she said in May, she had a return of 4. So that means for every $1 spent, she got $4 back. Her products are priced around $2.95, and she often has a 25% off sale running. So even at that low price point, her ads are still profitable. Now let's hop into the actual update. If your daily ad budget is $25 or more, Etsy just gave you the ability to set a different strategy for each individual listing instead of one strategy for your entire shop. So you can choose greater visibility for your bestsellers or new launches. You can lower click costs for listings with thinner margins, or efficient spending, which is the default balanced option. This update is really for sellers who are spending more on ads. So if you are not spending at least $25 a day, this one does not affect you. But if you are running ads and spending at least $25 a day, you no longer have to treat every listing the same. So this new update is worth testing on your bestseller to see if it'll help you increase sales. Now let's hop into the update that's probably the most important one on this whole list. Update number 9, new marketplace insights. So remember the very first thing I told you in this video? A tool that finally answers the question of, am I pricing this right? This is that update. You should already have access to Marketplace Insights, but you may not have access to the new update yet. So let me show you what's already here, and then I'll show you what's coming. So right now, if I search a term like invitation template, I can see it's getting 7,200 searches with 1.7 million search results. That alone tells me how competitive this space is. And below that, Etsy shows me similar search terms people are using, things like wedding invitation, digital download, and Canva template, along with how many searches and results each one has. This alone is worth exploring for keywords because you can see exactly what language your potential buyers are using. Now, here's what Etsy is adding on top of this data. We can see there will be extended date ranges. So instead of just this snapshot, you'll be able to look at trends over 30 days, 90 days, and within 12 months. We'll also be able to see listing price ranges, which will show you what buyers have actually paid for listings matching a specific search term. So this will help you stop guessing at your price point, and you will have actual data from Etsy, which no one else, no SEO tool has access to. And then they will also be adding this search conversion rate. And this tells you how often a search term actually leads to a sell, not just a click. So like I said earlier, these features are still being tested, so you may not have them in your account yet, just like I don't. But if pricing your products has ever felt like a guessing game, remember this update. Once it rolls out, you will have direct data from Etsy, so you don't have to guess at what to price your products. You'll know exactly what to price them at. So that's all 9 updates, and more importantly, your game plan to implement them. If you only do one thing after watching this video, go into your shop manager and add that interested shopper offer. It takes less than 5 minutes and could be the easiest thing you do today to help you get a sale. If you are looking for simple ways to sell digital products on Etsy without paying for ads and without posting on social media, I give you all of my sales strategies inside the Sales Sprint. And if you're already a student, remember, this is what you get access to. I'm the one keeping up with all of these updates and sending you emails in real time, so you don't have to spend your time researching. But if you want more sales strategies you can put into action today, go watch this video next. I walk you through simple things you can do to get a sale within the next 24 hours. Just choose one of the strategies and do it today. So click the video on your screen and I'll see you there.